Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to the MTC Theater. Let me introduce myself. First of all, my name is Mohammed Jibril. I'm working as a technical architect in the MTC. Does anyone knows what's the MTC? All right, brilliant. So my MTC is Microsoft Technology Center. Yes, so here we go. So MTC is Microsoft Technology Center. We have technology centers all over the globe. And what mainly we do here as technical architects in the technology center, we just understand from the customers that we sit with what are their challenges, and these challenges could be business challenges or technical challenges. And at that point, we start working with them with several offerings that we have. These offerings could be like architecture design sessions, could be security briefings, could be workshops. So there are several offerings when it comes to the MTC. Let me tell you what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the Microsoft Cybersecurity Reference Architecture. I'm going to explain a lot of things right now using demos. So I'll walk you through a lot of, well, actually not a lot of demos. So we'll have like 3 dashboards that will start covering a lot of areas when it comes to cybersecurity. I'll try to simplify it. It is pretty tough, you know, it's a pretty, as a reference architecture, the diagram is, there's a lot of stuff inside of it. I will try to simplify it by dividing it into parts, and at that point, we'll go through each part by part, right? So our agenda is actually, I'll start first of all by setting the stage here, by just talking about what is the cybersecurity landscape or the threat landscape. And I'll just explain why we have something like this, who are the bad actors, and what they are doing, and what they want actually by creating like threats and what they want to reach at. The second part of the session will be around reference architecture, so I'll just talk about the reference architecture, and as I said, I'll divide it into 5 main parts. And the demo will be covering these 5 main pillars. The first pillar will be protect your infrastructure, so how we could protect our infrastructure, and at least we could start knowing from where I could start doing something like this. Protect your endpoints and mobiles. Protect your identities, how you could do that. And how you could encrypt your structured and unstructured data. And then we'll talk about the security operations. All right? So I just want to share with you some numbers here. There's around 5 billion phishing emails were blocked in 2018. 123 million weak security configurations were detected. 72 million vulnerabilities detected in 1 month. 5 million threats were detected in the cloud. Why are these numbers are happening? Because bad actors right now are developing threats to reach to your assets, right? So if I'll just want to give you an overview about when it comes to who are the bad actors, hackers, crackers. They are pretty dangerous, but what is more dangerous at that point when it comes to other adversaries, like cyber criminals, like governments, right? These people have the money, the power, to build sophisticated and complex threats. And these complex threats could be something like phishing emails, which will be targeted phishing emails, could be social engineering, could be zero-day attacks, and that's the type of threats right now that are being built and developed. From the other side, as any organization, what's happening? Any organization is actually building layers of security. Building layers of security and controls to make sure that they are protected from these types of attacks. Why they are building these security controls? To, by the end of the day, to protect their assets from the threats that wants to reach to your assets. But let me just mention a very important thing right now. There are no security solution available which will protect you 100%. We need to know something like this. And that's why we need to change the mindset when it comes to security into zero trust mindset. What does that mean, zero trust mindset? That means that, yes, I trust I have the layers of protection and everything, but I need to also build something related to detection. I need to detect if there's an attack happened inside my organization. I need a mechanism that will detect that type of attack. So that's very important right now throughout our session. And today's demo will be around this area, which is the security. So I will talk about how we could enhance the security posture at that point. This is our reference architecture. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of things right now in this reference architecture. What I'm going to do, as I said, we're going to divide it into 5 parts. These 5 parts, as I said, it will be infrastructure, which is here. All right? The second part will be the clients, the endpoints, managed clients or unmanaged clients, information protection, identity and access management, and also when it comes to the software as a service, when we're talking about cloud services, how we could do that and how we could protect these cloud services. And by the end of this session, we'll have one, like an eagle view around all of our security operations connected to one single dashboard. All right? So from here, let's start with our first pillar, which is how we could protect our infrastructure. And throughout this session today, or throughout the demo, I'll open only 3 dashboards, and these dashboards will take us to all of the security services that we'll talk about. And also, let me just open here the slide, so we just, map whatever we are saying to the slide here, right? So as I said, the first thing that we will talk about is how we could protect our infrastructure. We have a lot of customers that we have been working with have these challenges right now. So as you can see, most of the customers will have an on-premise data centers and also will have third-party IaaS provider that are providing them with the cloud solutions. And on top of that, some customers will have Microsoft Azure. And they will have their on-prem data centers. These on-prem data centers will be virtual machines. These virtual machines could be Linux virtual machines or Windows or even containers, all right? So when they have something like this, they divide it into 2 areas, the intranet servers and the extranet servers. The servers which are facing the internet at that point, they will start building the protection on top of this so that it will protect them from any types of attack when it comes to the internet. Right. What we want to do right now is to enhance this security posture. How we could do that? By first of all, we want to build a layer that will show us across visibility across all of the on-prem data centers, third-party, or Microsoft Azure. And on top of that, we'll start connecting to other services. These services will enhance the security posture when it comes to our infrastructure. I'll explain that while I'm going through our demo. Are we ready for the demo right now? Yeah? All right. So let me just open, first of all. So the first dashboard will be Azure Security Center. Did anyone use Azure Security Center before? All right, brilliant. So Azure Security Center will be our first dashboard and our first solution here that will cover a lot of our security solutions. So let me just open it. So if you want to access Azure Security Center, you go to portal.azure.com. And what will happen, you could just go and access Security Center from here, and directly you will be landing on this overview page here. From this overview page, you have 3 parts very important for you. So the first part, or the first layer, is the policy and compliance, the resource security hygiene, the second part. The third part will be the threat protection, all right? So when it comes to the policy and compliance, from here you could start, first of all, understanding your security posture as an organization. This Security Center will connect to your Azure resources, and accordingly, it will start understanding your Azure resources and start enhancing your security posture. I will show you exactly from where we're getting this specific score. So if I just go here to the secure score, it will be categorized into 4 main areas, right? So the first part will be compute and apps, data and storage, networking resources, identity and access. So I'll just go back here. The second part of the first layer will be the regulatory compliance. From here, you could see your regulations, and you could understand your regulation status right now. Are you meeting the rules of the regulations that you have or not? So as you can see, it will show you all of the available out-of-the-box regulations like Azure CIS, like PCI, like ISO 27001. And also it will show you, when it comes to the regulatory compliance assessments, which of the rules have failed and which of the rules have passed. If you want to know more about this, you just expand here the compliance controls, and from the compliance controls here, you will have this type of visibility. When it comes to the identity, what exactly you need to do so that you could enhance this security or the compliance score. And what is cool about also Security Center, that you could just go and click on this URL, which will show you that you need to ensure that multi-factor authentication is enabled for all privileged users. When you click in this URL, it will take you directly to the resource that from here, if you enable something like this, this will raise the score when it comes to the compliance manager. All right? What is next that I'm going to show you right now is exactly from where we are getting these scores. So if you go to Manage Compliance Policies, from Manage Compliance Policies here, it will start showing you the policy management. It will start using something called Azure Policies. What does that mean? From Azure Policies, you could go on and create a set of rules that will apply across your subscription. And if these rules are not met, it will be shown directly on Security Center. So if I want to show you what are these rules, you can see here I have management groups and I have subscriptions. And I'll go for my subscription here. The subscription is the umbrella that will cover all of my Azure resources. And you could think about it that way, it's the infrastructure, right? So if I click on the internal subscription that I have, it will directly show you that there is something called Security Center default policy. This is the default policy that when you enable Security Center across all of your infrastructure, it will start showing you these scores. So let me just show you the effective policy here. As you can see, when I show you the effective policy, what are they? They are divided exactly the same like the scoring. You remember the scoring that I showed you? Do you remember it? So it's exactly the same here. So you can see compute and apps. You can see network. You can see here the data and the identity. It's divided the same as the category there. And if you go through each of them, let me give you one example right now. In the compute and apps, monitor missing endpoint protection in Azure Security Center. This will directly appear as an alert for you, and it will reflect also on your score afterwards. So you can see here, if you want to know more information, endpoint protection recommendations will be received only if data collection is enabled. You can see here also Azure Security Center will assess if VMs are missing the endpoint protection agent. That's the idea right now. So these are the policies by default which will be available. There are couple of new announcements right now in Azure Security Center specifically, and one of them is this, which is the industry standards. So I showed you the industry standards which are out of the box. These are regulations out of the box. When you have Azure Security Center, it will be available, like Azure CIS, PCI, ISO, and SOC. If you want to add more standards, this is available right now from Azure Security Center. How you could do that, go add more standards, and from here, you could start adding different other new standards. It's very easy. Just add it. It will be available, and you could delete it afterwards. And this will reflect directly. If you go back to the security policy, you will find it one of the compliances that you could use. What is also new right now that you don't only depend on the policies that are available by default from Azure Security Center. You could go on and build your own customized Azure policy by going here, and you could start adding your own custom policy. It will list for you all of the custom policies that you have, but also you could create your new policy directly from here. So if you go to create a new definition, in this new definition, what you can do is actually, first of all, you need to choose which location. So I will choose my subscription at that point. And from this subscription, when I select it, look what will happen right now. It will start listing for me all of the definitions that I have, the built-in definitions, the custom definitions, and I could definitely filter through them. All right? So is this part clear? All right, so I'll right now talk about the other part, which is the recommendations. And at that point, we'll start going through our dashboards here, or our diagram here. So let me tell you what I just covered right now. So I covered the first part, which is the Azure Security Center, just give you an overview. The second thing that I covered here is Azure Policy. So right now, what I'm doing from Azure Security Center, I could build my Azure Policy directly from one place. That's exactly what we want to do. So from one place that you could start, building your security posture and enhancing it. So right now, I'll start going through the rest of these services. All right? So if I'll go back here, if I'll go to also Security Center overview, the second part is the resource security hygiene. In the resource security hygiene here, I will find recommendations. These recommendations are actually categorized here according also to what I have: compute, data and storage, networking, resources, and so on. But also it will show you the high severity, medium severity, and low severity. So if I click on the recommendations, it will list for you all of the recommendations or the actions that you need to take so that it will increase your score. And it will show you here what are the failed resources, and that's why it's reflecting on your secure score. So if I'll start, first of all, right now with one of the services that we are talking about, which is Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is actually the solution or the resource that will manage all of your keys, manage your certificates, and from this management resource, you could start assigning these resources or these keys to different resources that you have across Azure subscription. But here also, it's actually connected to Azure Security Center. If you search for Key Vault, it will start listing for you what actions that you need to take so that you could actually protect your Key Vault. So one of them is diagnostic logs. You need to enable diagnostic logs for Azure Security Center so that it will just show you what are the logs and what are the issues that are happening. There is a new also feature that is available, which is called Quick Fix. If you click on Quick Fix here, it will fix for you this specific alert. But let's go in depth here and just show you what is actually inside of this specific alert. So if I click on it, it will give you a description of what exactly you need to apply here and what exactly you need to do. The second part, it will show you the general information and how it will impact your score. And then it will show you the threats if you didn't enable this diagnostics right now. And then it will show you the remediation steps that will happen automatically with the quick fix. If you want to view this remediation logic, it will show you the JSON script behind this specific remediation logic. And also it will show you the steps and the manual remediation steps that if you take it, it will solve this problem for you. What is very interesting here, it will show you also the unhealthy resources and the healthy resources. So if you go to the healthy resources, it will show you the Key Vault that is actually covered for you and has the diagnostics working. The unhealthy resources here, that means that it doesn't have the diagnostics available. So if I click on one of them, it will directly take you to the resource, which is the Key Vault. And here you could assign keys, secrets, and certificates. All right? So right now we have our resource, Key Vault resource is actually protected. And right now we applied and right now we have an overview and we could audit whatever is happening on this Key Vault. What is next right now is we want to start protecting our infrastructure when it comes to the virtual machines and the virtual network. How we could do that. So as a security administrator right now, I could just go here and show all of the severity. So I need before that to go to compute and app resources. And from the compute and app resources here, I could start listing the highest severity alerts. And one of them is something like disk encryption. So the disk encryption should be applied on virtual machines. And you can see here, I have 4 failed resources, 4 virtual machines that I didn't apply the encryption on these machines. So if I click on this, it will also take you to the same thing, but it will describe for you what is it exactly. So it's describing for you right now with Azure Disk Encryption here. It's using the standard BitLogger features and the decrypt for the Linux virtual machines. And actually, you could go directly to one of the unhealthy resources, which is one of the VMs. And if you click on this VM, what is very cool here, that it will take you directly to the disks. That from here, you could start applying the encryption on the disks and the virtual machines that we have. And this is actually from here, you could see that if I click on encryption, you could choose which disk that you want to encrypt, and here we go. It will be encrypted directly. Just what you need to do is just save it. All right. The next thing that we want to make sure of, that we want to extend the protection of these virtual machines, not only just encrypting the disk. We want to make sure also that if there is any types of attacks happening on this virtual machine, something like a malware or suspicious or malicious software, it will detect it for us. And how we could do that? By going to extensions, and you could add anti-malware from these extensions. So Microsoft anti-malware, you just go here and directly create it. And what will happen, it will tell you from what do you want to do exactly. It's real-time protection, run a scheduled scan type. So you could think about the anti-malware as your antivirus for your virtual machines. Okay? The last thing that I want to show you here when it comes to the virtual machines specifically and how we could protect them is one of the very important things that if I want to apply certain controls around this virtual machine, that nobody could access these virtual machines except certain people with certain time, what we call just-in-time access. So you just go and search for the word just-in-time. And here you can see that one of the virtual machines we should enable just-in-time access directly from here. Okay? Is everything clear until now? Yeah? Okay. The next thing, right now we protected our virtual machines. We made sure that our virtual machines right now are encrypted. And on top of that, we have an anti-malware on top of that. What is next right now is that we need to start protecting our virtual network. And how we could do that? By going to the network resources, and it will start listing for you, Security Center will start listing for you what are the available vulnerabilities here. So you can see one of them is something like that we have an internet-facing virtual machine, but doesn't have a network security group applied on it. We don't have like an inbound rules and outbound rules that will protect us from unknown threats. And directly also, you could go to the network security group, and it will show you what is actually the affected resource. And when I open my demo, this is the affected resource. It will take you directly to the networking, and it will take you directly to from where you could add a new inbound rule that will prevent any types of that will prevent people from accessing it. So let's say right now I just want to open it for an RDP session, and that's it. I could do that. I could remove all of these other inbound rules, and at that point, or just this, or deny them, and at that point, I will have only people could access these virtual machines from RDP. What is also I could do when it comes to Azure Security Center, that I could also enable something like DDoS protection. So basically, when we are talking about Azure infrastructure, Microsoft Azure infrastructure, we are protecting you from any types of DDoS attacks. But if we want to extend this to more than that, we want to make it more like, we want to control it, we want to audit what's happening when it comes to DDoS attacks. How we could do that? by enabling the standard option of DDoS protection. The same idea. You go to the virtual machine, and this is actually what will happen. You just enable it to standard, and you save it, and at that point, you have a DDoS protection available for you, and you could start auditing whatever happening when it DDoS. So this is the first thing that I wanted to show you when it comes, this is the second part that I wanted to show you when it comes to Azure Security Center. The last thing that I want to show you when it comes to Azure Security Center is the threat protection. So it will detect for you any types of attacks happening on your virtual machine. We enabled anti-malware, but we want to have an overview about what's happening when it comes to the threat protection. So if I click here also, it will start opening the reports for us and listing for us all of the available threats. And you can see here that the security incident is detected, and there are high severity attacks. If I click on the this security incident specifically, it will give you an explanation and when this attack happened, at what time, the date, and it will show you the attacked resources. And what is very important, it will show you that it is detected by Microsoft anti-malware. All right? And it will start listing for you all of the incidents that are available. One of them is anti-malware action was failed. So if I'll just go here, it will give you more information about what happened exactly. As you can see, it's Microsoft anti-malware that detected this type of attack. And the protection type that we have been using is Windows Defender. So the antivirus, which is available on the virtual machine itself. Okay? So I just gave you like an overview when it comes to how you could protect your infrastructure. And as I said, this is the first part that we were talking about here. So we have right now the Azure Security Center, which will give you a cross-platform visibility. And it will give you also cross-platform visibility, protection, and threat detection. And on top of that, these are the services that you could enable from one dashboard, which is Azure Security Center. Is it hard until now? Yeah? Or is it getting better? Yeah? All right. So the next thing that we would do right now is just let me go to my presentation here. Is the identity and access management. So right now what I'm going to do is actually the second dashboard that I told you. So this is the first dashboard for infrastructure. The second dashboard will be covering a lot of areas. One of them is the identity and access management. And from this dashboard, you could actually apply something like multi-factor authentication. You could apply something like Azure AD Identity Protection, Intelligent Security Graph, conditional access. There's a lot of stuff that you could enable from M365 dashboard. Right? The second thing that I'm going to show you when it comes to the next dashboard, which is M365 Security Dashboard, is the information protection. So you could build your own DLPs, you could build your own information protection, you could build your own labels that will reflect across all of your files. In this part also, in the same dashboard, you could also have an overview when it comes to the software as a service here. So all of the cloud applications that you have, you could actually manage these cloud applications and detect if there is abnormal behavior from the users when they start using these cloud applications. And the last thing that I will show you from the same dashboard, do you want me to go back? Taking pictures? All right. So the last thing that I will cover, which is the clients, how you could actually protect your clients from as a cross-platform security and management solution. So it will cover for you Windows, cover for you iOS, cover for you all of this. So this is like an MDM solution. And on top of that, how you could enable something like Windows, so how you could enable something like antiviruses, and also how you could have like endpoint detection and response for unknown threats. So let me show you this dashboard, right? So if I'll go directly to M365 dashboard, you will land on this page, which will show you, first of all, the secure score, will show you the users at risk, the device compliance, and the devices which have active malwares. If you want to improve your score, or to improve and enhance your security posture when it comes to identity and comes to information protection, if you just go here and improve your score, it will show you what are the improvement actions that you need to take for something like this. And these improvement actions will be categorized according to whatever I was talking about right now, according to the identity, to the data, to the applications. It's just taking some time here. Let me just refresh it again. Here we go. So to start loading for you, what are the actions that you need to take so that you could improve your secure score, which will enhance your security posture. As you can see here, if I just go to the category, it will start listing it for me according to the identity, data, and apps. And you could start taking actions directly from here. So let's say right now I want to enable something like multi-factor authentication. If I want to require for something like this, I just double-click on require multi-factor authentication. And from here, you could start managing this. And here we go. What will happen when I clicked on it? It will take me directly to the conditional access. And from the conditional access here, I could start creating policies. The conditional access here will give you this type of view, if then. So if you have certain requirements, let's say you want to protect, let's say it's like this, that you have the identity. If the users are signing in from your organization, don't allow, they could sign in direct. They could have access directly to the applications. But if they were signing in from outside the IP range, at that point, they will have multi-factor authentication. This is the type of conditional access that you could apply. So you have several action points that you need to take here to improve the secure score when it comes to the identity. Also, when it comes also to something like the applications. So if I'll just go to something like use cloud app security detect anomalous behavior. If I just manage, what will happen here, it will take you directly to the cloud app security. In this cloud app security here, it will show you an overview about all of the available applications, the cloud applications that you have, and all of the alerts when it comes to these applications. So something like mass download by a single user, it will detect something like this. If you have an application right now and there's a mass download happening in a certain time, it will detect something like this for you. And it will give you also visibility across all of your applications. So you could know here how many apps you have, how many IP addresses, how many users. You could see also the sanctioned and unsanctioned traffic. The last thing that I want to show you here is Intune. Let's say right now you have you want to know about your device compliance. If you click on device compliance from M365 dashboard, it will show you all of the devices that you have according to the policies that you have created on Intune. So from here, it will list for you all of the devices. These devices could be Windows, could be Android, and could be iOS. So whatever you have here, it will be showing it for you directly in one place. And if you want to know about the policies itself, if you go here, you will find all of the policies available for you, and you could understand more about these policies. So what I want to mention here that right now we covered the infrastructure, we covered a lot of other areas when it comes to the clients, when it comes to the information protection, when it comes to the identity and the software as a service. So everything is covered from another dashboard. So we have two dashboards right now that will help you to protect your infrastructure, help you to protect the rest of the pillars that we were talking about. The last thing that I want to show you today is the security operations, how we could have a 360 view when it comes to the security operations. And the third and the last dashboard that we will talk about is Azure Sentinel. From Azure Sentinel here, you could have several connectors. These connectors could be third-party connectors or Microsoft connectors. So let me show you something like this. If I go to the data connectors here, it will list for you like your Azure Active Directory. It will list for you something like Azure Information Protection. Even Azure Security Center that I've been talking about, it will be listed here. And you could just open the connector page, and it will connect it directly to Azure Sentinel. And at that point, you will have this overview. It will list for you all of the type of incidents that are happening inside your organization. And it will show you the potential malicious events and so on. What you can do next here, because Azure Sentinel is actually built on log analytics. So from the logs here, you could start querying any types of queries right now when it comes to the attacks. Let me show you something like this. If I'll go to the saved queries that I have, and I want to compare between the previous week and this week and what's happening between them. So if I'll just go to the saved queries, and let me just go to the week-over-week query. And as you can see from the week-over-week query, this is a security event, and I want to know that the time generated 14 days ago, and please summarize for me these events for me, and show me if it's more than 7 days, it will be this week. If it's less than 7 days, it will be last week. If I run this, what will happen? It will show me a table. As you can see, I'm sorry for this. Let me just minimize this a little bit. Here you go. So it will show me this table, and from this table, I could create a chart. And from this chart, I could just have a better stacked column area. And you can see here the difference between the 2 weeks. So this week is with green, and the last week with blue. So that means that this week we had more incidents than last week. And we could definitely go and investigate what did actually happen when it comes to our organization. The last thing that I want to show you here in Azure Security Center, or Azure Sentinel, in Azure Sentinel also it will list for you all of the available incidents that happened inside your organization. And from here you could see something like anomalous logins. If I click on anomalous logins here, what will happen? You could go there and start investigating through what exactly are these anomalous logins. You could just click on it here, give you an overview on what happened, and then it will show you related alerts. If I click on one of the users and go to the related alerts, you could see that we have suspicious PowerShell commands. And if I want to go further than that and investigate more, this is what we will get here. So that's it. So for this session today, we had 3 main dashboards that will help us to protect our infrastructure, protect our identity, our information protection, and the devices. So I hope you just had like an overview, and you could at least right now know from where you could start when it comes to cybersecurity. And I'm available here for any questions. Thank you so much.